fuck. Pretty and I'm petty as fuck. When I walk a bitch down, it be sexy as fuck. Name 5 BIA songs gon' point it to your head.
No one is safe when Cardi B steps into the booth. And her latest album, I Am the Drama, proves exactly that. Tonight, we're diving deep into the shots she fired at rapper BIA, a diss so sharp that fans are already calling it the end of BIA's career. But before we get into all the receipts and all the messy details, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's about to unfold. And wait until we show you the clip of Cardi explaining herself. You'll see exactly what we're talking about.
Off of everything, and this is the store name, right here. Ready and no hey. You a fake ghetto bitch and I don't like them. Your mama used to fuck around with white men.
The blogs wasted no time. Headlines screamed, Cardi B disses BIA, and is this the end of BIA's career? Within hours, clips of Cardi's bars were trending, stitched, remixed, and blasted across every corner of TikTok and X. And with each replay, the tension only grew stronger. But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just random shade. This is years of tension boiling over. Let's not forget, BIA has taken subtle shots at Cardi in the past. Whether it was questioning Cardi's authenticity, shading her success, or most recently making comments about her kids, BIA planted seeds that were bound to sprout. And now, thanks to I Am the Drama, they've exploded into a full-blown feud. And let's pause here because you know how personal this is for Cardi. This isn't just about bars and charts. Cardi has always been vocal about one thing. Her children are off limits. You can critique her music, her style, her choices. But the moment you mention her kids, it's game over. And fans believe that's exactly what pushed Cardi to cross the line and go for the jugular. But the BIA side of the story is just as complicated. Some fans argue BIA never actually disrespected Cardi's children directly. Instead, they claim her words were twisted and exaggerated by the blogs. But perception is reality in this industry. And once Cardi locked in on that narrative, the damage was already done. The bar about BIA being built like a man? That's not just an insult. That's a permanent meme. That's something that lingers, follows, and sticks to your name in ways that can ruin endorsements and kill future collaborations. And then there's the Diddy angle. Linking BIA to Diddy at a time when his name is toxic in the media? That was more than shade. That was a surgical strike. With Diddy facing court cases and his legacy under fire, any artist even rumored to be connected to him is under scrutiny. Cardi knew that. Cardi used that. And with one lyric, she turned a diss track into a PR nightmare for BIA. Now, let's not forget, rap beefs have always been part of the culture. Nicki versus Remy, Drake versus Meek, Jay-Z versus Nas. These battles built careers, destroyed reputations, and fueled some of the greatest music ever made. But what makes this beef different is the timing. Cardi is at the top of her game, fresh off an album that's already dominating the charts. BIA, on the other hand, is still climbing, still trying to cement her place. This imbalance in power makes the diss hit harder, because it feels less like a fair fight and more like a knockout blow. And here's the cliffhanger. While fans are eating up the drama, the industry insiders are watching closely. Collaborations matter, brands matter, endorsements matter. If BIA becomes viewed as damaged goods, if she gets boxed in as the rapper who Cardi demolished, she could see doors quietly closing in her face. But wait, there's another twist. Sources close to BIA suggest she's not taking this lying down. Rumors are swirling that she's already in the studio crafting her response. Could BIA pull a Remy Ma and come back with a diss so powerful it flips the entire narrative? Or will she stay quiet, hoping the storm passes? That's the burning question fans are asking. Because in the world of hip-hop, silence can sometimes be as loud as a bar. And if BIA doesn't clap back soon, fans might assume she's already lost the war. As the storm grew louder, Cardi seemed almost unfazed. In fact, she doubled down. Clips surfaced of her smirking during a live stream, casually brushing off questions about whether she went too far. Her response? "If you come for me, be ready. I don't do half disses." That one line sent shockwaves across social media. Fans knew what it meant. Cardi was making it clear that this wasn't just a petty exchange. It was war. And the fans ate it up. Cardi's supporters flooded timelines with laughing emojis, celebrating her takedown of BIA. Memes began to dominate the internet. Side-by-side comparisons of Cardi's glamorous album rollout versus still images of BIA looking caught off guard. The message was clear. The court of public opinion had already declared a winner. But was it really that simple? Behind the scenes, insiders whispered a different story. According to those close to BIA, she was furious, not just at the diss itself, but at how deep it cut. To be compared to Diddy, a man currently drowning in scandal, was humiliating enough. But to be dismissed as built like a man? That wasn't just an attack on her artistry. That was an attack on her identity, her image, her femininity. For any woman in hip-hop and an industry where image is currency, that kind of insult can be devastating. But here's where the narrative gets even messier. Some fans began digging up old interviews, old tweets, even old backstage footage of BIA and Cardi crossing paths. Suddenly, timelines were filled with speculation. Had this beef been bubbling for years? Was there a hidden rivalry nobody noticed? Some clips showed awkward exchanges. Others suggested jealousy, tension, and unspoken shade. The internet detectives were convinced this wasn't random. This was years in the making. And then came the bigger question. Why now? Why choose this album, this moment, to put BIA's name in the dirt? Theories started flying. Some claimed Cardi saw BIA as a potential threat, a rising star who could siphon attention from her reign. Others argued it was personal, pure revenge for that comment about Cardi's kids. And then there were the conspiracy theorists, whispering that Cardi might be using the drama to fuel album sales. Because let's face it, controversy sells. But let's zoom out for a moment. Hip-hop beefs are like chess matches. Every move is strategic. When Drake and Meek went head-to-head, the world stopped to listen. When Nicki and Remy clashed, it reshaped female rap dynamics. Cardi knows this. She's not just a rapper, she's a strategist. And by targeting BIA, she's sending a message to the entire industry. No one is untouchable. The impact on BIA, however, is undeniable. Her name is trending, but not for her music. Labels pay attention to that. Brands pay attention to that. A viral diss might make you famous overnight, but it can also put your career in jeopardy. Every endorsement deal, every collaboration opportunity is now hanging in the balance. And that's why the stakes feel so high. Yet the story doesn't end there. Fans are demanding a response. Hashtags like #BeARespond and Clapback Challenge are circulating, with fans urging her to get in the booth. Some are even tagging producers, begging them to send beats her way. The pressure is intense, because in this culture, silence isn't neutral. It's defeat. And that's the dangerous part. If BIA strikes back, she risks escalating a war she might not win. But if she stays quiet, she risks being labeled weak, irrelevant, even finished. It's a lose-lose situation. Unless, of course, she plays her cards just right. So what does that mean for us watching? It means we're witnessing history in real time. This isn't just about two rappers trading insults. This is about the balance of power in female rap. This is about legacies. And with Cardi positioning herself as the drama, she's daring anyone, BIA included, to step up and challenge her crown. But wait. Just when everyone thought they had the narrative figured out, something shocking happened. A leaked snippet began circulating online, allegedly BIA's response track. And the lyrics? If real, they're explosive. The internet nearly broke when that alleged BIA snippet surfaced. It was short, grainy, and clearly unfinished. But it was enough to set social media on fire. In it, a voice sounding eerily like BIA rapped, "Queens don't bow to clowns, and I don't need to mention kids to shut you down." Just 12 seconds of audio, but it hit like a thunderclap. If authentic, this wasn't just a response, it was a direct challenge to Cardi's throne. Fans immediately split into camps. Team Cardi insisted the snippet was fake, a poorly edited attempt by trolls to stir the pot. Team BIA, however, rallied, celebrating the possibility that she was ready to fight back. Hashtags like Mosh BIA's back and Wanch Cardi V's BIA dominated Twitter's trending tab. Suddenly, what had started as a diss on an album cut was evolving into a full-blown rap feud with unpredictable consequences. And here's the kicker. BIA remained silent. No confirmation, no denial, not a word. That silence only made things worse. Because in the digital age, silence isn't golden. It's gasoline. Every hour she refused to address it, the speculation grew. Some swore they heard producers in the background of the snippet, suggesting it came from a real studio session. Others argued the flow sounded too polished to be AI. The uncertainty became the story itself. Meanwhile, Cardi wasn't staying quiet. She took to Instagram Live, laughing at the rumors. "Y'all really think she can step to me? Baby, I don't even need to answer. My work speaks for itself." With a sip of wine and a dismissive hand wave, she brushed the entire situation off like dust on her shoulder. But that casual confidence? It only made fans hungrier for BIA's next move. Behind the glitz and shade, the music industry was watching closely. Hip-hop thrives on conflict, but labels and executives know one thing: drama sells. Streams for both Cardi and BIA's catalogs shot up as curious listeners tried to catch subliminals in past songs. Playlists started circulating with titles like Cardi vs. BIA, the playlist. The feud was now a product, packaged neatly for the masses. And here's where things took a darker turn. Some fans began dragging unrelated names into the fire. Old rumors about Cardi's husband Offset resurfaced, with whispers that BIA might have been closer to him than the public realized. Others brought up BIA's alleged ties to Diddy, linking her to his downfall. Whether true or not, the narrative was expanding beyond control. Suddenly, this wasn't just about music. It was about loyalty, betrayal, and survival in a cutthroat industry. But let's not forget the emotional weight of it all. For Cardi, this wasn't just another beef. This was about respect. She has fought for years to be seen not as a one-hit wonder, but as a cultural force. And by naming her album I Am the Drama, she set the stage for exactly this kind of chaos. She thrives in it. For BIA, however, the stakes are different. She's still climbing, still building her empire. A misstep here could stall her entire trajectory. And that's why every lyric, every tweet, every move is so crucial. Yet with tension building, one thing was clear. Fans weren't satisfied with speculation. They wanted confirmation. They wanted bars. They wanted blood. And that demand? It's what drives rappers back into the booth. So here we are, standing at the edge of what could be the next iconic rap battle of this generation. Will BIA risk it all with a fiery clapback? Or will she play it safe, letting Cardi's diss stand uncontested? Either path carries consequences. Either path changes the game. And just when the smoke seemed ready to settle, whispers began to circulate from inside Atlantic Records. Allegedly, executives were panicking, worried the feud could spiral too far, too fast. Could industry intervention silence the beef before it explodes? Or is this train already too far gone to stop? As whispers of label panic grew louder, fans began piecing together their own theories. Some claimed Atlantic Records was pushing Cardi to double down, capitalizing on the buzz before it fizzled. Others swore BIA's team was urging her to hold off, plotting a carefully timed response that would land like a bombshell. The uncertainty only heightened the tension. Everyone knew something was coming. The only question was when. Then came the interviews. Cardi, sitting pretty in designer fits, smirked when asked about the diss. "Listen, I said what I said. I don't take it back. And if somebody feels a type of way, step." That single word, step, ricocheted across social media like a gunshot. To her fans, it was Cardi daring BIA to clap back. To her critics, it was proof that Cardi was poking the bear, daring a war she might not want. Meanwhile, BIA maintained her silence. No tweets, no interviews, no Instagram lives. just silence. But sometimes, silence says more than words. Fans dissected her every move, from her studio visits to cryptic captions like, "Timing is everything." Was she cooking up the response of her career? Or was she letting the storm blow over? The suspense was unbearable. And let's not forget the fans themselves. They turned into investigators, lawyers, even poets debating the feud like it was a Supreme Court case. On TikTok, creators posted breakdowns of Cardi's bars, line by line, highlighting subliminals they believed pointed directly at BIA. Twitter, on the other hand, became a war zone. Team Cardi threw shade, calling BIA irrelevant. Team BIA clapped back, accusing Cardi of bullying smaller artists. It wasn't just a rap beef anymore, it was a cultural battle. But here's the twist. While the internet obsessed over the feud, streams for Cardi's new album skyrocketed. Numbers don't lie. Drama drives attention. I Am the Drama didn't just live up to its name, it embodied it. Every headline, every trending topic, every whisper only fueled its dominance. Cardi was winning the battle for attention, no matter what BIA did next. Still, the story refused to die. Old receipts resurfaced. Clips of Cardi shading other female rappers in the past were dug up, reshared, reanalyzed. Meanwhile, fans revisited BIA's collaborations, noting lines they thought were hidden shots. The past and present blurred into one messy narrative, and the feud threatened to redefine both women's careers. But here's the most important question. Where does it go from here? If BIA responds, we could be looking at one of the most iconic female rap clashes of the decade, a modern-day battle that would go down in hip-hop history. If she stays silent, however, Cardi's diss remains unchallenged, cementing her dominance but leaving BIA's credibility in question. And let's not ignore the possibility of outside voices jumping in. Other rappers could pick sides. Some might use the moment to throw their own shots, hoping to catch a little spotlight in the chaos. The ripple effect could be massive. Alliances formed, friendships broken, and new rivalries sparked. For Cardi, this is about legacy. For BIA, it's about survival. And for fans, it's about entertainment, drama, and history unfolding in real time. One thing's for sure, hip-hop hasn't seen this much heat in a while, and it's only getting hotter. So I'll leave you with this. Is this the beginning of the end for BIA or the spark that ignites her rise? Will Cardi cement herself as the undisputed queen of rap beef? Or will BIA shock the world with the clapback of a lifetime? Only time will tell. But one thing's certain, we'll be watching every second. Every